New gym girls or gym influencers are mean as hell. The calling everybody a big.
They are mean, and what's worse is that's not even a new approach. Bullying people into fitness and a healthy lifestyle is a tale as old as time. And it's a slam dunk marketing technique because it taps into two very surface level things that all of us carry. The first being this meritocracy idea that if you work hard enough, you too can achieve this thing. The second being our collective idea that if you exist in a bigger body, you are not deserving of human treatment, including if you are the one who exists in that bigger body. You only deserve that type of treatment if you are no longer in that body size. It's cheap and it's lazy because if I sit here and list out all of the wonderful things that actually do come with adopting healthy habits, it's not going to get as much engagement as me rage baiting you into it. And as much as these people will try to convince you that they magically love themselves now that their body has changed, they don't. You can't hate yourself into a version that you will suddenly love.
Yes, you can. So you know that person who lost weight is not happy, but we cannot know that you are unhappy. I don't think new gym goers are mean. They just don't believe your bullshit as they experienced a change.
I especially dislike the ones who were once bigger then try to shame you because you are bigger and they aren't anymore.
Yes, they are still so full of so much self-loathing because they never reflected on actual healing and just redirected all their issues into the gym and calories.
But isn't losing weight and working out healing your body?
My jaw hit the floor when I realized the videos weren't satire. I have worked so hard to get my inner voice to be kind and not motivate me out of shame but instead from love. F going backwards.
The reason does not matter. Just lose weight.
Only one rider.
Only one rider?
Only one rider!
Only one rider.
How are his pants too big if he's already that big?
My health is between my doctor and I. It is none of your business, and that is a super weird question to ask a stranger. Looking healthy and being healthy are two totally different things. One is quantifiable and measurable, the other is a beauty standard. Both fat and skinny people are capable of being healthy and unhealthy. And once again, you can't tell that by just looking at someone. Finally, no one owes you health, and to expect that of other people is super discriminatory and ableist because there are bodies in this world that are not capable of being healthy.
So your body is not capable of being healthy? Have you tried? And the argument that you can be thin and unhealthy is the most ridiculous one. That fact is irrelevant.
Weight and size are incredibly poor measures of health.
Exactly.
So you do admit that they are in fact measures of health.
Güey, imagínate que luego...
She didn't even try to get up. She made sure she finished the job.
Can we get an update that she's well?
Which one?
It's my anxiety.
I am just so thankful that you guys have access to generative AI that will show you what you might look like if you were a horrifying, disgusting fat freak. What a relief it must be for you to know that you don't look like literally tons of people that do look like this. Made even better when you know that generative AI is a particular stressor on the environment because of how many resources their servers require to just run one request. It's great because not only are you using your digital footprint to show everybody that you're a bully for literally no fucking reason, your carbon footprint also increasing.
You're a bad person for using AI because of carbon emissions, sure. But let's be honest, we all know whose DoorDash history is personally responsible for 30% of global emissions, plus the food consumed.
Your carbon footprint also increasing, all in order to pour kindling on the "at least I'm not that fat" fire that is running in your head 24/7. Anyway, super funny, incredibly original joke. Actually, no one has ever successfully made fun of fat people before. May you all end up fat one day.
May you all end up fat one day, the ultimate cursed wish. What happened to fat is beautiful. Shouldn't this be a blessing then?
Yas ladies, sell your image to Gen AI to feed fetish content, you go girl.
My kind of working out.
Throughout this video, we'll go into the power of a low-carb, high-fiber diet, and why it's a game-changer for your gut and your overall well-being. We live in a world filled with processed foods and refined carbs. Now, before we talk about the food, let's talk about the real star of the show, your gut microbiome. This incredible ecosystem of trillions of bacteria plays a crucial role in everything from your digestion and immune system to your mood and even your weight. Think of it as the control center of your health.
Me existing does not warrant unsolicited health advice from strangers on the internet.
Facts.
So Hooters didn't hire me, and they didn't even give me a reason. They didn't tell me why or anything. They just said I'm not what they're looking for. What the hell does that mean?
I guarantee if she is my waitress, I am counting my wings 3 times to make sure.
Probably afraid you'd eat all their profits.
They want fast service. The S in fast isn't silent.
I am pretty sure their reason is pretty big.
So, how do we support the gut microbiome? The answer is fiber. Fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria. And when those are happy, you're happy. But here's the kicker. Pairing that fiber with a low-carb approach can amplify the benefits. By reducing your intake of refined carbs and sugars, you stabilize your blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and create an environment where those beneficial gut bacteria can thrive.
This is more than just a tattoo. It's a symbol of my commitment to fighting for equality and justice for all fat people, a permanent reminder of why I'll never stop advocating for us. When I dreamt up the concept of a fat liberation tattoo, I knew I needed an artist who not only tattooed fat bodies, but shared my passion for this fight. That's when I found Lindsay, known as Lindsay Dreadfuls on Instagram, a fierce, beautiful, and talented fat tattoo artist. Her shop, Reinforced Tattoo, is a haven for inclusivity and fat liberation, a space where fat people are celebrated. It's perfect. From the moment I walked into her studio, I knew Lindsay was the perfect person to bring this vision to life. She took my concept and made it her own, creating something even more meaningful than I could have ever imagined. The design is deeply symbolic. At its heart is a super fat body representing infinifats, the largest and most marginalized people on the fat spectrum. Because when I fight for equality, I think about what people my size and larger need. If we address the needs of the most marginalized, we create a world that benefits all fat people. The scales of justice remind us of the need for equality for everybody, no matter its size, to be treated with dignity and respect. And the foliage, it symbolizes growth, like a plant breaking through concrete. I've grown through pain to become a relentless advocate for body justice, for fat justice. This tattoo isn't just art. It's a symbol of the body justice movement and a tribute to my fight for the Fat Equality Bill of Rights and the Fat Accessibility Act. It's a love letter to the fat liberation movement, to the community I'm proud to fight for, and to the strength that we all hold.
Not just any tattoo, but a fat liberation tattoo, because ink alone won't do. It needs a manifesto attached. Of course, it couldn't just be done by any talented artist. No. This required a fat tattoo artist because, apparently, only someone with the same BMI can properly wield a needle for the cause. But hey, at least it's permanent, much like your endless fight against reality.
Drop your tricep workout, please.
I will miss you the most. Do you have another platform I can follow you on? Perhaps OF?
She probably thinks that stands for only food. The thought of that will scar me for life.
The huge surge in weight loss drug use has proven the body positivity movement to be a sham.
Trust me.
Today on Things That Didn't Happen.
They may be looking, but not for the reason she's thinking.
Sometimes I wish I could have this level of delusion.
Let's get back to gut health. Think leafy greens, avocados, nuts, seeds, berries, and non-starchy vegetables. These foods are packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and they'll keep you feeling full and satisfied without the blood sugar spikes. Of course, add plenty of animal proteins, meat, fish, and eggs. And the benefits? They're incredible. You'll experience more stable energy levels, improved digestion, clearer skin, better mood, and even weight management. Imagine feeling lighter, more focused, and more energized than ever before.
Oh my god, you guys, I heard that there is a new filter that makes you fat. I don't think it's working.
Looks like it just makes you hot.
We shouldn't confuse cravings with hunger. The test of being hungry, for me, is will you eat raw cauliflower?
I'm not eating cauliflower.
Then you're not hungry. Motherfucker, when you're hungry, you would eat that. You're not really hungry. You may have a craving.
Consumption of processed foods will trick the brain of being hungry and wanting more.
I'm eating just raw fruits and vegetables, and yes, cravings are gone.
We are fully aware of where some of this content is going to end up. And honestly, we don't want to give those kind of people that much space. But for people who spend their entire days watching videos of fat people, people living in larger bodies, just so that they can make hateful reactionary commentary on them and then point the finger at us and say we're the problem, what a sad life for you, sir.
Haters are our biggest fans.
I'm fat. Patriarchy. I'm lazy, greedy, unhealthy, irresponsible.
Your gut is your second brain, and when you take care of it, it will take care of you.
It is not the brand's job to make clothes to fit you. You're just fucking fat.
Oh, God.
Why the fuck? Why the actual fuck would Abercrombie, Zara, whatever fucking brand it is you want to wear, make a size like 4X, 5X? What? That's fucking insane work. That it's insane work, and that's actually disrespecting the fuck out of the designer of those brands, because why the fuck would they promote somebody being that size? That is so beyond unhealthy, and you being a fat ass and trying to blame the brands for you not fitting in their clothes when you're fucking obese, is fucking insane work. Oh my god. And people calling it, cancel this brand, cancel you, cancel being fat. How about that? How about we cancel being fat and cancel people not taking ownership for being a fucking fat ass? How about that? Cancel you. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm like fucking livid right now. I'm fucking livid. It is not good to be fat. It is not healthy to be fat. It's not the brand's fault. It's not your dryer shrinking your clothes. You're just huge. Now shut up. Get up. Go to the gym. Stop eating unhealthy. You're a fucking fat ass. Oh my god. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.
I think it's really clear that we've got some anger issues. I'm actually scared when I see people make these sweeping, naive statements around, well, just get up and go to the gym or just eat healthy. Which, by the way, there aren't these black and white statements of this is healthy food, this is unhealthy food. It's a lot more nuanced than that. Truly, when you're shouting at your phone like this, Jackie, do you really think you're helping people? Because you're not. This type of content frightens me so much because I think people don't realize the damage they're doing, or at least I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they don't realize the damage they're doing by shouting into their phones in a car. And not only that, Jackie, I would have expected, if not hoped, clothing brands here in the US would tailor to the average size that a woman is, which is a size 16. And if that's the average size, Jackie, I would hope that we can then go above that size as well. So not only did I find this scary because Jackie was clearly so angry, found it scary because fat shaming, which is exactly what this is, has been linked to depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, eating disorders, and exercise avoidance. This is an incredibly problematic piece of content. All this type of video is doing is promoting shame, stigma, and bullying, and it's flipping ugly.
I think your content is very problematic because you try to profit off of fat individuals by telling them what they want to hear.
Jackie is self-hating.
I'm not one to judge, but isn't the call coming from inside the house with this one?
She is fat, yes, but not delusional.
Why is she so angry? Maybe she's just hungry. Right message, wrong messenger.
While her sentiment of there is no good or bad food aims for inclusivity, it overlooks the crucial distinctions in nutritional value, safety, and health outcomes that differentiate foods, making some choices clearly more beneficial or detrimental than others.
If you can't beat them, eat them.
She represents the whole state.
Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but welcome back to Dating While Fat. I just want to show you this person's profile before I show you the message that they thought was a good opener, and just see if they match up for you. So, on their profile, this is what they say. It should be Anne, but I'm a honest and sincere person, and I hate people who lie. I'm here to get a serious relationship that could lead to marriage 100. Okay, cool. Keep that in mind, right? And as always, I like to provide photo evidence of what dragged the trash in, so here you go. C'est magnifique. Okay, this is the beautiful message he sent me as a hello.
You're beautiful and I would love to have something serious with you and would love to stick my tongue.
Like, you could have just left it at the first part, you know? You could have. Just a thought. So, I'm gonna just go ahead and say, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
What is this? Are you bragging that someone messaged you, or are you making fun of him? But why make this public?
A guy once messaged me and my mom at the exact same time with the exact same message while we were sitting directly next to each other, same kind of profile/message. He blocked us when we told him.
If fat shaming is deemed unacceptable, then other forms of shaming should also be considered harmful and unacceptable.
Even when I was 8 years old in that appointment where I remember clear as day, my doctor holding up the growth chart, she asked me what my favorite food was, and I said tomatoes.
8 years old, ketchup on Big Mac and tomatoes. Instead of cutting her diet, she chose to cut her hair. That chair is stronger than our economy. Your 38-inch arms don't come from tomatoes. Tomato in the hamburger, you must be allergic to tomatoes. She can sit down both ways. Tinder profile will say curvy for your info. Jelly is not made of tomatoes. An average tomato has 22 calories. Your favorite food was not tomatoes. Ignore the hurtful comments. You are bigger than putting ketchup on everything is not the same thing as eating tomatoes every day. Everyone else gets more.
They have tomato ice cream?
Deep-fried tomatoes.
Tomatoes is the name of the pizzeria.
It's unfortunate tomatoes can't defend themselves.
If you've been paying attention, then you know that weight loss content has been rebranded as better mental health. So we'll see posts like, before I wasn't looking after myself and after I am, that kind of thing. But what we're also seeing is a shift in how people engage with that content and falling in line with this new rebranding. So instead of people just saying, oh my God, you look so good, we're seeing comments like, oh my God, babe, happiness looks so good on you. Or, oh, I can see the light in your eyes again. Because the thing is, on the surface, these comments sound really positive, don't they? Like, oh, we're not focusing or centering people's body changes. We're focusing on the potential mental health benefits. But the thing is, these comments are made on videos and posts of people's bodies. Therefore, they inherently center people's bodies. The thing is, these are just disguised positive comments on people's body changes. Just under the guise of that they actually care about someone's mental health. You cannot tell someone's mental health by a picture of them body checking in the camera. if anything, that would tell me that you actually have bad mental health. But that's just on me, and that's just my own history of eating disorders.
So, weight loss is bad, complimenting weight loss is bad, and now not mentioning weight loss and instead praising happiness is also bad? Apparently, any acknowledgement of positive change is just a sneaky way to talk about bodies. Also, we can't assume someone's happy from a photo, but we can assume they have bad mental health if they post one. Got it? At the end of the day, this just translates to, if you lose weight and feel better, keep it to yourself because it makes me uncomfortable.
The best thing I ever did for my mental health was stop forcing myself to lose weight.
I'd normally agree with you, but I've lost 5 stone in 4 months, and I can tell you that is happiness. Being healthy, active, and eating well.
People get happier as they become a healthier weight. Easier to move, less stress on joints, etc. Weight loss can improve people's mental health.
So can weight gain.
Losing weight can positively affect mental state by leading to more balanced hormone levels that can influence mood regulation, alongside improvements in physical health.
Can you divorce your wife if she gets fat?
Yes and no. Yes, because if you have a prenup, you can put a provision called a Weight Watcher clause. I've seen in divorces where parties will put in there that if your wife loses or gains weight or changes her physique, and if she gets fat, mostly after she has kids, then yes, she could lose out on alimony and you can absolutely divorce her. The other side of it is if you don't have a prenup and you get divorced in a no-fault state, no, it doesn't mean anything.
If a man puts a weight clause, you ladies put minimum earnings clause. He loses his job, divorce.
Ladies, mutualize that clause. Better yet, add in a hairline watcher clause.
What happened to in sickness and in health?
How many more years are you going to spend sitting on the couch, screenshotting somebody's weight loss results, saving workout videos, saving meals, and not implementing it in your life? That was it. That's the video. That's all I wanted to know.
Girl, why you calling me out like that?
Girl, you didn't have to do me like that.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Empower yourself to begin your weight loss journey and feel the positive changes starting now.
I'm in the best relation, Chip.
What he told me is that there was a newer surgery, which is what I did. And what everyone online, of course, at this point, everyone's like, okay, well, she did one of the shots or she did the sleeve or something. Like, no one guessed this because it's not a known thing.
So new.
So it's called SADI, which is a very long name, but it's like the acronym is SADI, which I would say is a mix of both of those surgeries. They cut out 80% of the stomach. They move around the intestines. I also was, got with my health issues, ended up having a fatty liver. So they actually had to hold up the liver during that too, because it could be dangerous.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's been generating a lot of discussion online, Remi Bader and her recent weight loss journey. Not very familiar with this topic, but Remi has been a prominent voice in the body positivity and fat acceptance movement, and recently, it's become apparent that she has undergone weight loss surgery. This has sparked a wide range of reactions, and that's what we're going to unpack today.
My heart aches for the young women that follow her.
I did come across on TikTok, bariatric TikTok, surgery, weight loss surgery. And I was like, oh, I could never, while I have this following and I'm living this life, maybe in 10 years or a few years or whenever I'm less relevant, I'll do it. And I just think that day I was like, let me inquire. I don't care.
Right.
Literally that next morning I called my back surgeon who connected me with a surgeon that does bariatric surgery.
And what is bariatric surgery?
Yes. So bariatric surgery is a term of, it's weight loss surgery, but there's different types.
Okay.
And
what I would see, what I feel like is most common and what I would see on TikTok, the only one I would see mostly was the sleeve, the gastric sleeve. Right. Which is the only thing I was looking at because I was just seeing, oh, the recovery's easy. It's not that big a deal. And maybe I'll do that. When I called my surgeon, I thought it was interesting because, well, who became my surgeon, he said, I explained the binge eating. I explained everything I was going through. And he's like, you can't do the sleeve. And I'm like, why? That's the only thing I would do. I guess I'm not doing this then. And he was like, basically the sleeve is where they cut out 80% of your stomach. It's like a pretty quick surgery compared to some of the other ones. And if you are a binge eater, an emotional eater, if you eat a lot and you continue that behavior, even though it's harder because your stomach's smaller, it's a real thing. It's not a myth that you could stretch your stomach back. Right. So I have a few people that did the sleeve and that's what happened to them. Right. So they're like not even, a lot of people go back and have to get a revision surgery or something else or go on Ozempic or any of those things after because it didn't work for them. And he was like, this isn't going to work for you. And I was like, why would I do something that he's telling me isn't going to work? So I was like, what's the alternative? There's also the bypass. So again, this is all under bariatric surgery. What he told me is that there was a newer surgery, which is what I did. And what everyone online, of course, at this point, everyone's like, okay, well, she did one of the shots or she did the sleeve or something. Like no one guessed this because it's not a known thing. So new. So it's called SADI, which is a very long name, but it's like the acronym is SADI.
Right. For those who might be new here, Remi Bader rose to fame on social media, particularly TikTok, for her realistic clothing hauls, her portrayal of different body types, and her advocacy for body acceptance. She was guest on a podcast not available on YouTube yet. So, when news and images began to circulate suggesting significant weight loss, it understandably led to a lot of questions and discussions within her fan base and the wider online community.
I went to a very serious 6-week intensive binge eating program. Right before that, I went to Overeaters Anonymous meetings, which I'm not sure if people even know. It's literally like AA. You sit in a circle, like, hi, I'm Remi. And I tried everything. I was desperate. I did that program. And after that program, which I think was the summer of 2022, it would be the ultimate no to do something that had to do with weight loss after that. But that's when the Ozempic stuff was coming out and people started using it. I think I said this before. I'm not sure if I ever did, but I tried Ozempic before it was even a thing in 2020 when it just came out. Okay. During COVID, and my doctor was just like, oh, you're pre-diabetic, you should try this. I went on it. I lost probably 10 pounds, but I was really sick and threw up a lot from it. It just didn't work for me. Right. And then after the eating disorder program, I was I gained a lot of weight from that program just based on what they tell you to do and you're eating a lot. Whatever your program is, I gained a lot more weight. So I was even in more pain and more uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm going to try Ozempic again. Right. So I tried it again. I was getting sick every day, lost a little bit of weight, not a lot. I don't feel like it worked very well for me. Switched to Mounjaro, tried that, same kind of thing. And at that point, it was probably 6 months. And I was just I'm not going to just keep being this miserable every day, that I went off of that and then gained even more weight. That's what that summer, it just caught up to me. I just became, I do believe for me, and I have to say that because I've said in the past and it's turned into something else, Ozempic and those, I think if it works for someone, amazing, great for you. For me, it didn't. And it was such a Band-Aid for me that when I went off it, I got ravenous starving. Right. I didn't do maybe enough therapy or things I needed to do to change my behaviors during that time. And I got a lot bigger.
The situation is also layered because Remi built a significant portion of her platform on the foundation of fat acceptance. Many of her followers felt a deep connection to her because she represented a different narrative, one that celebrated bodies outside of traditional beauty ideals. For some of these fans, Remi's decision to undergo weight loss surgery felt like a shift away from that core message. However, health is most important and fuck fat acceptance.
People are so interesting. Not just the people saying the negative things, it's the people saying the positive things. It's the way that they're like, you look so happy. And I'm like, because I lost weight? What does that mean? I'm just very interested in what everyone's thoughts are. And yeah, even for years not getting attention for a while from men. Yeah. And now getting lots of it. Yeah. with the fashion brands, I mean, all I did was I care about fashion inclusivity no matter what size I am. And I still will, when I'm working on lines, I just came out with a line that goes up to a 6X. I'm not going to change my stance just because of how my body looks. And even with that, the amount of brands that or designers that invite me now, but that didn't invite me before, I'm like you, I remember everything. So I'm like, I'm good. Thank you though.
Yeah. Like no beef.
Yeah.
But I remember.
Right. I'll never forget.
Never forget.
And I do
forget.
think it's really, really interesting the way people treat people based on how they look.
It's fucked up.
There's a feeling of disappointment for some, perhaps a sense of betrayal, or even a questioning of the authenticity of her previous content. It raises the question of what happens when a public figure whose platform is built on a specific identity or message makes a significant personal change that seems to contradict that message. But health, don't fat accept.
Well, what, if anything, do you want to share about your health journey?
I do want to say that before saying all of this, I'm not a doctor and I'm sharing my journey, but I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. When I posted that video in 2023, I feel like that's when things started kind of going downhill with my health, September 2023, where I told people I wasn't going to share any more about it. That's when I started feeling it myself. It wasn't just like other people around me. I've always had, you know, noise and things from my parents telling me to lose weight, just like growing up with that. And, you know, especially as I gained more weight, which was frustrating. I definitely felt that from like my boyfriend at the time, but that was more of what I wasn't sure. And I felt that from like friends and family, like it was like this unsaid thing. I think from the start in 2020, I gained probably like 80 to 100 pounds to 2023. So that, you know, I'm not looking at it in that way, but everyone else online would let me know about how much weight I gained, which was such a like mind, can I say fuck?
Yeah, you could say anything.
Like a mind fuck.
Yeah.
And really confused me. So it was everyone else letting me know that. But at that same time, I was actually like, I remember like my back went out. I was in bed for like a month.
Wow.
Like I was like, if I even like turned a little, I would like scream in pain. I would here and there when I could go to, I don't know, fashion events or I had friends' weddings and things. And I would literally bring Dr. Scholl's shoes because I could not stand in my heels. And I was wearing like gowns with these shoes because I was in so much pain. My knees were going out. I would get glam done and it would be off my face in 20 minutes because I was like dripping sweat in my apartment off my face. I think there was like those things, but then there became more serious things where it actually started like clicking a little for me.
This situation also highlights the complexities of the body positivity movement itself. Is it solely about accepting your body at any size, or does it also encompass the right to make personal choices about your health, even if those choices involve weight loss? Where do we draw the line between supporting someone's personal journey and feeling a sense of disconnect when their public persona seems to shift?
The justification, Jesus.
There became more serious things where it actually started like clicking a little for me. I was in pain, so that was one. But then like I had a constant period and my doctor was telling me I was becoming infertile and at 28, and
that's scary.
Yeah, I was always going to a doctor, so I was like tracking and seeing kind of how things were going downhill in terms of my heart, my cholesterol. I mean, they were telling me I was morbidly obese and there was a number of things. I think the infertile thing definitely hit me.
Right.
And literally the pain that I was in and like limping and like couldn't walk normally and things like that. And then I remember actually that day, again, I keep going back to that video that I posted that you reposted, but that day was when I made this decision.
Ultimately, Remi Bader's weight loss journey is her own. While her followers have the right to process their feelings and express their opinions, it's important to do so with respect and avoid making assumptions about her intentions. Public figures are still human beings, and their relationship with their bodies is complex. And most importantly, theirs.
Everyone that's complaining should post their health records online. The entitlement in this comment section is crazy.
Let's see an example of the comments she got.
You don't owe anyone an explanation, Remi, when your whole platform has been built on being plus size, doing realistic try-on hauls because you're plus size, when you've built an audience around being comfortable, confident, sexy as a plus size woman, and then all of a sudden you randomly turn up like 100 pounds thinner, and not to mention, you know, you're clearly losing weight video after video after video, and for literal months you block any kind of person who asks questions in the comments like, hey, or even just asks like, hey, are you...
I went to the gym this morning and I got stuck in a machine in a workout, and I had to ask someone to help me for the first time ever going to the gym.
Today, we have an inspiring yet slightly nerve-wracking gym story. A woman on TikTok shared her experience of getting stuck in a lat pull-down machine. But honestly, let's not focus on the embarrassment. Let's focus on the dedication, the resilience, and the fact that she went to the gym and kept pushing forward. So, let's see this, give some encouragement, and offer a few tips for next time.
And I have the video clip of it, and I have the clips of all the workouts I did at the gym this morning that I need to still like edit and put together. And I still don't even know if I'm going to post that particular thing, but I kind of wanted to hop on here and just like process it a little bit. I was doing the lat pull down, and I was in a very low seated position for the lat pull down, and I did my set, and then I went to stand up to slowly guide it back so it doesn't slam, and I could not get up. And like you can see the terror and the panic just overcome me, and I ended up like doing another set of 12. And then I tried again and panic set in. And then I started looking around me, and I was on like one of the big rigs in the middle of the floor. And I was on one end, and then a guy was in the middle, but he was like in his zone. And then finally a woman walked my way, and I said, excuse me. And she took out her headphone, and I was like, can you just help me guide this back up so it doesn't slam? And she was like, yeah, I got you. Like, don't worry about it. And then she took it out of my hands and put it up. And then I thanked her, and I waited for her to walk away a little bit. And then I tried to get up, and even not holding the bar, I still couldn't get up. And I was so embarrassed. And eventually, like some weird positioning, and I got up, and I was humiliated. I was so fucking embarrassed.
So, our TikToker hit the gym early in the morning, ready to crush her workout. Everything was going well until she found herself stuck in a lat pull down. We've all been there, maybe not exactly there, but we've all had those gym moments that make us feel self-conscious. What really stands out in her story is that she didn't just panic and leave. She asked for help. She could have even just let go of the handle, but anyhow, got out of the situation and kept going. That right there? That's dedication.
If anyone did happen to look at you, they probably just thought, hell yeah, she's doing good things for herself.
I was humiliated. I was so fucking embarrassed. But I knew if I left in that moment, I would never make it back. So I finished my workout. I then went over and got a bench, and I did my squats. I did 3 sets of squats, air squats. And then I did my 13 minutes on the treadmill. I had already done chest press. But I knew if I didn't continue the rest of my workout plan and I left in that moment, I knew I would never come back. It's hard. It's hard. Like, would I have been able to do that 131 pounds ago? Absolutely not. But it's hard knowing that I've lost 131 pounds. I've lost a grown adult. and I'm still struggling in the gym. But like saying this all out loud, like I'm going to post it. I'm going to post the clip. Because at the end of the day, if that's the worst thing that's going to happen to me working out in a gym, I want other people to know that if they have a fear of the gym, nobody fucking cares. Like, nobody was looking at me. Nobody was watching me. Nobody was like whispering. Nobody pointed at me. Like, no, like everyone was in the gym doing their own thing. And like, thank God that woman walked by when she did. And she was so nice and so helpful. And like, she didn't judge me. And like, I survived. I finished my workout. I'm still embarrassed, but like, is it the worst thing that could have happened? No. Do I deserve to go to the gym tomorrow? Absolutely. I deserve to take up space in that gym.
Let's take a second to appreciate how incredible this actually is. This woman has already lost 130 pounds. That's a whole person. And yet, she's still pushing herself, still showing up, and still committed to her goals. That's what matters. Not the moment of struggle, but the fact that she refused to quit. And that's something we can all learn from.
Girl, I got fully launched off a treadmill one time and smacked into the mirror. Please don't be embarrassed. I admire your dedication.
My pants straight busted apart at the crotch when I was on the hip abduction machine not too long ago. It was so loud.
And I know I'm not alone in this. And yeah. So I'm going to edit my gym video and I'll get that posted. I just got to work. Side note, I hate coming to work with wet hair. But now that I'm going to the gym so early in the morning, I'm obviously going to take a shower before I go to work. And it was a full body shower, so I did wash my hair. I just feel so unprofessional. No hate if you go to work with wet hair. But like, I just feel like it's not very professional looking to be sitting there with wet hair. But that's besides the point. I was completely humiliated and embarrassed at the gym today, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And I'm going to go back tomorrow. Yeah.
The most important part of this story, she didn't quit. Even after feeling embarrassed, she finished her workout, and she's going back the next day. That's what separates people who succeed from those who give up. And to be honest, no one in the gym cares as much as we think they do. Everyone is focused on their own workout, just like she realized in the end.
The fact that you finished your workout speaks volumes of your dedication. Don't be embarrassed, it happens to so many of us.
Sure. Ever find out you're using a piece of equipment all wrong?
Come with me to the gym for a 5:30 in the morning workout. I started with chest press. I went up in weight every set. I did 3 sets, 12 reps. It felt really good. Then it was the lat pull down. And this is where the gym takes a turn. It was in this moment that I knew I fucked up. However, did I learn my lesson? I did not. I tried to move the thing up more to see if that would help me getting up next time. It was at the highest it could be. But I was gonna keep going and try again. So I did another set and I was just panicking for what was about to come. I then again attempted to get up after that set and was more stuck this time than last time. And I started to panic, as you can see. I'm scared and might as well do another set. Still panicking. Might as well do another set while I'm sitting here struggling, contemplating how do I get out of this.
Excuse me, can you just guide this up all the way? What's that? Can you just guide this for us the way up all the way? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. And here I am struggling to get up despite her helping me, and now I'm just going to contemplate my life for a little bit, take a deep breath, look around, and nobody's watching me. Nobody is seeing me struggle, so I just need to get the fuck up. So it's ugly, it's not cute, but we're up. And I didn't leave. I wanted to leave in that moment, but I had more that I needed to get done. So I did my squats, and then we were done with the strength portion of the gym. So about 20 minutes of strength, and then I had to do 13 minutes on the treadmill. Like I said, I wanted to leave, but I knew if I had left, I would have never came back. So I stayed and I finished my workout. This is me after the gym. I gotta get home so Michelle can get to work, but I fucking did it. It's 6:21 in the morning. Let's fucking see. Hang on, bear with me. I've burned 661 calories and I've exercised for 39 minutes. So you can hear me wheezing. Yeah, I went to the gym.
Casually does another set while internally panicking. Same girl, same.
The lat pull down is tricky for her, as we can see by the lack of symmetry, even if the grip handle is displaced. There are better ways for losing weight than the lat pull down, and of course diet is first. Free range of motion movements like dumbbells, standing exercises, bands, or for her, any body movement. Fitness is all about adaptation, finding what works best for you and adjusting as you go. One quick note, there's no need to make drama out of this. It was a tough moment, but it's also a testament to her strength. The focus should always be on progress, on pushing forward, and on continuing the journey. So, if you ever find yourself in a tough spot at the gym, whether it's struggling with a machine or just feeling self-conscious, remember this: you deserve to be there. You belong there. Keep showing up, keep moving forward, and don't let one moment define you.
You gotta make mistakes to learn.
Drop a comment if you've ever had an awkward gym moment of your own. Let's keep the positive vibes going.
Let's talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but haven't quite known how to approach it, and that is Lizzo. Lizzo's been losing weight for about a year, but it seems like recently, with her new music being released, she's sort of hard launched her weight loss, or other people are registering it as such for the first time. I actually unfollowed Lizzo about a year ago because it was too much weight loss content for me. But the reason I unfollowed honestly was less the content and was more the comments. Because when Lizzo would post selfies of her thinner body, you would have people saying some stuff. A lot of people saying, we knew the body positivity movement was a lie. A lot of people saying, finally, thank God. A lot of people saying, this means shaming works.
But were you forced to read the comments? Look at your comments. What does this logic suggest?
And honestly, this made me very grateful that I've never lost enough weight to have comments like that directed toward me. But let's talk about that last one, because that is the crux of the issue. And actually, Lizzo had to recently make a video sort of pushing back at those comments, saying like, hey, I'm still big. This doesn't mean I didn't love my body. This doesn't mean I hate all fat people now or whatever. I personally feel like that video was a little bit too little too late and probably should have come maybe about a year ago when she was first posting selfies with the caption acting skinny. But I'm glad she did that, because the problem with a plus size icon losing weight and people responding to that is it does make them think shaming is good. It does make them think shaming works. And it doesn't. It's proven to not. Scientifically, it does not work. And when you think it works, that gives you license to do it and tell yourself that you're doing it out of altruism because you're such a good person, that you have to shame this fat person to give them motivation so they can change their life. And that is incredibly toxic, of course, because it enables bullying. You're justifying bullying. Fat people know they're fat. Fat people know that everybody wants them to lose weight. And so when you say, oh my God, finally, that's not news to them. They're probably thinking the same thing, honestly. They probably were aware every single day that they were fat, and I know because I am, and I have been my entire life, that every time they see someone they haven't seen in a while, that person is just hoping and praying they'll walk in skinny so they can say, oh my God, finally. So they can say, oh, the shaming worked. Woo!
Sure, everyone is obsessed with fat people. All we do is think about you.
Oh, the shaming worked. Woo! And honestly, I don't know how to have a prominent plus-size celebrity lose weight without people just thinking shaming works. Truly, the ingredient that probably works is fame and resources and money. But of course, people are going to attribute it to their own personal shaming of that person because that makes them feel so good. Like they're such good people, I guess. Or it enables them to keep having this like cathartic schadenfreude of making someone else feel bad so they can feel better. So when a plus size creator loses weight, yes, you can do whatever you want. No one's saying you can't. I don't think anyone's ever said, actually, you can't. You're not allowed to lose weight. No one's ever fucking said that. People have said you're not allowed to be fat, but you don't see me talking about bodily autonomy around that. I mean, I guess you do. I have bodily autonomy to stay fat, just as you have bodily autonomy to lose weight. Great, awesome. We both have bodily autonomy. But while you have bodily autonomy, when you have a big-ass platform and a bunch of people who are looking to you to, help them to feel better about their bigger bodies and you lose weight and the only thing that you say about it is like how great you feel now or how great you look now or posting all these selfies and people in the comments have been shaming you for years and now that you're thin, they're praising you.
Well, if you have normal judgment, this will motivate you, not make you angry.
It does send a message. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does send a message. So I do think as a big creator, you do have a responsibility to do something like what Lizzo did and to make a kind of video, like discouraging the shaming. That's the least you can fucking do. And a lot of these plus size creators are not even doing that because I guess ultimately they agree with it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Lizzo for now. I have another thought about why she lost weight and how it coincided with the other scandals that were happening in her career and life. That is maybe too mean for public TikTok, but I will put it on my Patreon. So you can hit me up over there if you want to hear the unfiltered tea.
People pay to listen to your nonsense?
As a former heavy person, shaming does not work. Medical intervention does though.
A lot of the medical interventions don't lead to long-term weight loss though.
A lot of the diets don't either, which I suspect we will all find out together in about 5 years.
Why is being fat or plus-sized so acceptable?
It's literally not. Fat people are constantly shamed and ridiculed for just existing.
Yet people still promote it and say it's good.
I feel betrayed by the celebrities who use their fatness as gimmick to become famous and then when their audience has grown enough they lose weight to appeal to conservative norms.
She doesn't owe us an explanation over her body.
They got fat.
Because that's what the real body positive movement is and was. It's like, I have a right to exist.
Yeah.
Even though society says I shouldn't exist because I'm big or I'm, disabled or whatever. I don't look like the beauty standard or the norm. So body positivity was incredible because it gave us like a fight song. It's like, hey, I deserve to be here. Look at me, and I'm gonna actually take up space and look how I want to fucking look.
Yeah.
Body positivity has been taken and turned into something else.
Girl.
It's been commercialized,
Yes.
and it's like, oh, you fat, that's body positive. No,
Yeah.
it's like my fatness, it's my will to love myself and how
Yeah.
hard that is as a fat person.
Yeah.
That's what body positivity is.
Well, it's not hard to love me because I'd be agreeing with the mops. I'm easy to love and love flows through me.
TikToker preaching self-love.
I keep seeing this rhetoric of people saying that they've lost weight and now they love themselves. Lost weight, they realise that before they lost weight, they weren't respecting themselves, they weren't putting themselves first, they weren't loving themselves, and now they do, now they've lost the weight.
Isn't that a fair assumption? If you abuse your body, you don't love yourself. If you take care of it, you do.
But what I would say, and what I would challenge, is it sounds like your self-love, your self-respect, your self-worth is conditional on your weight loss, right? And I'm just going, well, hey, what if that weight were to change again? What if your body were to change again? These things happen all the time. You can't predict the future. Is your self-love that you have discovered via that weight loss, will that diminish if you were to gain weight or if your body was to change again?
The self-love in your case should translate to listening to your body. Your red cheeks are trying to tell you something.
I truly believe that people who decide to start making changes and start losing weight love themselves in order to do this. Maybe after reaching their goals they like themselves more.
I understand why people find love for themselves after they lose weight, because you know, the social achievement of it all, the social respect, people telling you all the time how great you look. I can imagine that would then become into like, oh my God, I just love that I've done this for myself. I can really, really understand the rhetoric. But if I just go under the surface of it for just a second, it really isn't sustainable because it's tied to something that could change on a dime, unfortunately. Ultimately, your self-worth, self-love, self-respect shouldn't be dependent or shouldn't fluctuate depending on your weight or your body size or body shape. And I'm just getting really tired of hearing this rhetoric of people, you know, achieving weight loss and then finding self-love.
Okay, I think I get your point. You should respect and love yourself. But don't make weight loss a bad thing.
To be honest, the social part isn't the most important thing to me. It's feeling healthier that really made me realize how much I was mistreating my body. I feel happier now I've acknowledged my toxic behaviors and can actually walk for more than 10 minutes without my ankles hurting. I do love myself more now. I was so depressed when I was at my heaviest.
Because it makes it sound that the only way to truly love yourself is to lose weight, is this idea of putting yourself first, respecting your body enough to lose weight, which is just not everyone's goal. And it's just getting really harmful to frame it that way. I think we should be preaching true self-respect, self-worth, and value is not dependent on weight. Like, obviously, but obviously not obviously, you know. I'm seeing it all the time on this app. I saw on a thing on BBC iPlayer literally the other day. So it's fucking everywhere at the moment.
Obviously, but obviously not obviously, you don't get that we have different definitions of loving your body. Yours is through Big Macs, General is through discipline.
Love this. I also really dislike the related rhetoric of, I just started taking care of myself, or I wasn't taking care of myself before, as though it's impossible to be fat and care for yourself.
Self-worth isn't just about weight, but pretending it doesn't play any role is the real fantasy workout.
So my favorite snack is carrots and ranch, but I didn't have carrots. I had this pizza, and I didn't have ranch, but I had the Cool Ranch Doritos.
Next, we have Lizzo's reaction about the rumors.
Lizzo's weight loss sparks Ozempic rumors.
It's like a reward.
Who cares if she did or not? We should congratulate her nonetheless.
10 out of 10.
10 versus ton, always the fridge, guarding the snacks. 10 out of 10, burgers eaten. Why do they look like the Godskin duo? They are Planet Fitness. One is Planet, the other is Fitness. 10 out of 10 on the beauty scale, and 10 out of 10 on the McDonald's scale. Thanos had to snap 3 times.
She ate 10 people?
Marissa is cooking eggs.
Welcome back to Cooking with Mar. This is what I'm making for breakfast today. So we have some sauteed broccoli in balsamic glaze and olive oil with some garlic seasoning, and some fried eggs that look like they should be flipped soon, and a sesame bagel. course, some coffee with my vanilla creamer. It tastes so good. I got this frying pan for Christmas and it's really good. It's from the thrift store. So I just put some basil on the bagel. Fried up because I left them on a little too long, but that's okay. And there's my plate. So this is what I'm having for breakfast. My first meal of the day. There we go. So yummy. Okay, first bite. Yep. Ooh. Oh, that's good. That's good broccoli. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. And don't forget to eat because you deserve it. You deserve to fuel your body regardless of what diet culture says. Happy eating!
Wait, where are the remaining 9 meals of your day? Is happy eating something only fat activists say?
I am now wanting breakfast again.
Eat again if you're hungry.
What if you are forever hungry? Before we continue, please like and subscribe to fight fat acceptance.
Now that is true body positivity. Absolute queen vibes.
Thought she was gonna pull a candy bar out of her jacket.
Next we have a thin fat activist explaining thin privilege.
And to be honest with you, I don't even think Chloe and Remi really knew what they were saying here. In case you missed it, Khloe Kardashian sat down with TikToker Remi Bader to talk about weight loss surgery, mental health, things of that nature. But then they said this.
How I was treated in the fashion world before, how I was treated when I did photo shoots with my sisters. I was the backup dancer,
Right.
basically. And no one I was all the way in the back. I would have racks of clothes. Maybe I'm not exaggerating. 6 to 8 pieces because they didn't have my size. And I wasn't that big of a girl. But my sisters would have racks and racks. We were treated so differently. And it was so obvious. Like, no one was sugarcoating it back then. Now, even when I'm invited to things, or people would not even look me in my eye, they would meet my sisters and be like, hi. And I had a lot of sass then. So I'd be like, look me in my eye if you're going to shake my hand. Like, I would not let them slide. But the difference in how I was treated versus now.
I have used this and my learning all this is like a sociology experiment. I'm like, people are so interesting. Like, not just the people saying the negative things, it's the people saying the positive things. It's the way that, like, they're like, you look so happy. And I'm like, because I lost weight. Like,
Right.
what does that mean? I'm just like very interested in
it's
what
interesting.
everyone's thoughts are. And yeah, even for years, not getting attention for a while from men.
Yeah.
And now getting lots of it.
Yeah.
Fashion brands. I mean, all I did was I care about fashion inclusivity no matter what size I am. And I still will, when I'm working on lines, I just came out with a line that goes up to a 6X. I'm not going to change my stance just because of how my body looks. And even with that, the amount of brands that or designers that invite me now, but that didn't invite me before.
What Chloe and Remi are describing there is thin privilege. Thin privilege are the social benefits that those in smaller bodies experience compared to those in larger bodies. Examples of this can include biased medical treatment. Very often when you're in a smaller body, you'll have your health concerns taken much more seriously versus those in larger bodies. Access to spaces, whether it be movie theatre seats, booths, airplane seats, and then like Chloe and Remi actually mentioned, clothing options. People in smaller bodies have a wider, more affordable range of clothing available to them in the mainstream on the high street. And then of course you've got public scrutiny. I've seen it so many times on here. People in smaller bodies are less likely to receive unsolicited or unwelcome so-called health, eating, wellness advice. Whereas if you're in a larger body, that is rife in life and on here. Now, whenever I talk about thin privilege, I always need to caveat this by saying, folk in smaller bodies, it's not that you haven't experienced challenges in life, but thin privilege acknowledges that your body size hasn't been one of those challenges. So whilst Remi and Chloe don't label what they're talking about as thin privilege, that's exactly what that is. And it's really telling about the fat-phobic society we live in.
Thin privilege is just a new way of saying life's easier when you're healthier looking. And maybe that's okay. Maybe it makes sense that society rewards discipline, effort, and health, not because bigger bodies deserve shame, but because not every outcome has to be equal. You don't call it pretty privilege when someone attractive gets asked out more. You just accept that different traits come with different experiences.
Do you think fat privilege exists? I do.
It's not just thin privilege that they are highlighting, it's also financial privilege. They had the means time to pursue all kinds of things that people in different circumstances don't have access.
Mega Fox.
Body positive TikToker on a weight loss journey.
I know I'm fat as fuck. I did not say ugly.
Let's look at the comment. You're not fat, don't be hard on yourself. Of course this is a lie, but here comes the dot. Who says the next part, you're a beautiful lady, is somehow connected to your weight? She didn't say, you are not fat but beautiful. She said both. Maybe it is just a looks compliment. You are creating a narrative just to make content. Appreciate the words and move on. But no.
I know I'm fat as fuck. I did not say ugly. A lot of people have been getting mad that I've been opening my videos with saying I'm fat as fuck. But like at the end of the day, fat is an adjective, and that is how I would, or anyone, would describe my body and my appearance. I am fat. I am nearly 600 pounds. If you look up the definition for fat, like I am it. So no, calling myself fat is not degrading myself, is not talking negative about myself. I don't understand why fat has to be such a bad word. It's an adjective. Trust me, I want a fat ass, but like, I don't have one, by the way. For how fucking big I am, I don't have an ass. People get real disappointed. But anyways, that's my story.
Maybe fat shouldn't be an insult. But it also shouldn't be rebranded as a neutral, harmless descriptor when we're talking about morbid obesity. Language matters, and softening the reality with, it's just an adjective, is how we end up normalizing a very real public health crisis.
Years ago in a WW class, the instructor opened the meeting with, "Why do people say someone eats like a pig? What's wrong with the way a pig eats? He's just being himself, there's nothing wrong with it."
Numero UNO, me and Tyson McFlurry, baby Jake's, baby steaks, cannoli Alvarez, extra sugar Ray Leonard, Kimbo, extra slice Floyd, way heavier, Muhammad Ali is crazy.
Muhammad all you can eat, fighting his hunger, staying safe at Diddy's party. Floyd Mayweather training for the WBC, widest belt championship. Try to dodge some combo meals. Tyson 4-piece kebab nurmagam na dog. Kebab nurmagam vegetable sauce. Andrew 8, wait, that's a woman. He's training for the future KFC champion. He's dodging all those combo meals.
Nah, that's Mac Tyson.
Can't skip rope or a meal.
The Super Bowl ad featuring a new set of weight loss drugs started as anti-diet culture.
I was actually incredibly shocked that we were having a commercial starting to call out diet culture at the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, that's huge. And literally everything, we were at home, Billy, my parents, my grandmother were watching, and everyone froze and we're all just watching. And we're like, okay, fuck. It's the actual hypocrisy of the whole thing that is beyond infuriating.
Yeah.
We're gonna call out the diet culture industry, how toxic it is, how harmful, how unsuccessful it is. And then we're gonna be part of the problem. But we're gonna try and pitch it to you in a way that makes you think that we're acknowledging the problem, so we're not actually part of it.
Right, like, clearly no fat people on their marketing team, executive team, have never listened to a fat person, etc.
She's maybe not mad about the hypocrisy, but the fact that anyone is still suggesting, however subtly, that losing weight might be good for you.
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Stormy,
How you doing?
Hey, Ken. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, Keys.
Got it.
Yep. This the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
There's one more. A bigger chair or something.
Is she already little?
We had
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is accommodation.
There you go.
Oh, good.
Update, she lost. It's called lift, not a forklift.
Imagine they didn't have that couch and she sue them too.
It's so cringe to see people try to navigate around remaining body positive, but also wanting the kudos for weight loss. So instead of like being outwardly, hey, before I was 50 kilos heavier and after I've lost 50 kilos, they're doing the whole, I was beautiful before and beautiful after. I'm not explicitly talking about my weight loss, because I loved myself at either stage, but please also recognize I've lost weight and give me kudos for that. And it's so cringe, because if you truly, truly, truly had decentered weight loss from your life, you wouldn't do before and after, because they're all just you. Now, that's it. The post is you.
Who said otherwise? It's you. Before and after. You before the change, and you after the change. I think the ideas that go through your mind sound great in your head, but try to realize what you are saying before you do. Of course it's all you. A caterpillar and a butterfly are all the same bug. That is the whole point of transformation. You are allowed to compare. That's how goals work. That's how progress works. You don't climb a mountain to say, well, technically I was always at the summit emotionally.
They're all just you. Now, that's it. The post is you. Comparing because that's what you're doing. By instantly doing it before and after, you compare yourself from a previous version of yourself. Where if you actually had healed any kind of, I don't know, shit you had with diet culture and pursuing weight loss, you'd recognize that all of it's you. There's no such thing as a before you and an after you, because it's all you. Why put yourself into different categories?
If I cut my hair, there's me before the haircut with long hair, and after with no hair. If someone's happiness makes you uncomfortable because it's tied to weight loss, that's your work to do. It's not on them to downplay their success to protect your feelings.
And they might not even explicitly say before and after, but obviously by showing a previous picture and then clearly time has passed and significant weight loss has also happened to then show an after. I mean, like, come on. We all know what you're doing. It's like they think because they haven't explicitly said it, they are not participating in diet culture. But I'd like to think that we have some level of media literacy left and we see the very explicit, implicit signs. But then at the same time, I recognise you probably don't want to burn your entire audience, so you're going to try and hide it and disguise it, but it's obvious, no?
How dare someone want to feel good for improving their health? Because the real crime isn't heart disease or diabetes. It's having the audacity to celebrate your progress without a long disclaimer.
I saw people in a comment section saying Lizzo handled it perfectly and I'm like, she posted weight release stats, before and afters and goal weights. I fear we are cooked.
They don't realize how it makes us feel, the ones who struggle with their weight and constantly battle with it, that you need to show before and after. We got this, girls.
This is exactly what I feel like. I've got no before and afters as I'm the exact same person. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need anyone else to speak about it. My clothes size may have changed, but who cares? It's literally just me.
Before and after pics will always be for praise and are inherently anti-fat.
Don't worry, we still love you. You are our inflamed insulin-resistant queen.
Dieting is not correlated with weight loss.
Well, yeah, fat's a choice. Fat consequences. Woo!
You need to lose weight. You'd be so pretty if you lost weight. No.
I need you to start wrapping your head around the idea that people can pursue fitness without a weight loss goal.
I'm fat because I drink too much red wine and I don't exercise enough.
That's not true. You're not fat because of what you eat and how much exercise you do.
If you think fat people talk about weight a lot, then you haven't been around or lived with people who are fat phobic.
Body positivity wouldn't exist as we know it today if it weren't for fat liberationists, if it weren't for the work of queer, fat, disabled, black activists.
Fat acceptance, the only movement that requires no movement at all.
For the millionth fucking time, existing as a fat person is not promoting obesity. Loving your body and being confident about your body is also not promoting obesity. So fuck off, bitch.